Brackenridge Park is considered one of the most culturally significant parks in the United States. The park was first designed as a driving park, with roads carefully planned to preserve the park's majestic trees, allowing earlier visitors to enjoy their drives through the picturesque landscape. The history of the park includes prehistoric settlements and Spanish irrigation. This is a gathering place since prehistoric times, with human occupation dating back thousands of years. The indigenous have gathered along the San Antonio River for thousands of years. They call it Yanawana Spirit Waters. They still gather here for ceremony and to offer prayers. Indigenous people view Earth as a living, sacred relative, Mother Earth. This is a sacred place where we gather to worship. This natural area by the river is where we gather to worship and connect with the divine. We sing praise, share testimony, and learn about the Word of God.
Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? Les saludan sus amigos del Zarpazo Norteño. Estamos por aquí en Brackenridge, el parque de la gente. Les solicitamos por favor que nos ayuden por ahí para que lo sigan manteniendo abierto para todo el público de San Antonio, Texas, sus amigos del Zarpazo Norteño.
They say the park does not have an identity. How is that? If an identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is, how does Brackenridge Park not have an identity? The identity of the park is the culture, the people. This cultural resource of the people is physical evidence, a place of past human activity, artifacts, buildings, archaeological sites, landscapes, things like traditions, beliefs, and practices. That is the identity of the park. Easter camping is a tradition.
And Easter's a tradition, and I've been doing this for going on 13 years. Same spot. I mean, if you cut down the trees or whatever remakes you make, you're going to ruin our park. And this is the best park in San Antonio because, you know what? Say it. This is our park.
It gives you a good feeling that all the families are here with their kids. You know, get out of the house. Even if you don't have any money, bologna and lettuce and tomato, this is our park.
Tradition is the Sedna family spending Easter in the park for 70 years. This is a place for birding, for bird watching, for teaching children about birds. Where do they come from? Why not to feed the ducks bread? Low riders in the park. That's part of our tradition. Part of the Chicano culture, like Sunday cruising in the park. Low riders in the park is a tradition. Tradition is the transmission of customs, beliefs, stories, and practices from generation to generation, often by word of mouth or example, creating cultural continuity and a sense of identity. Identity. That's part of our history, our culture, our connection to Brackenridge Park. The natural heritage, the landscape, represents legacies from the past. Ecosystems and biodiversity. For over a decade, I have walked the park. I have watched as it has been neglected, suffering from a lack of proper care. This park is neglected. As you enter Brackenridge Park off of Hildebrand Road, to your right is the donkey barn, parking spaces, picnic tables. Phase 2 will remove most of these parking spaces and picnic tables and a number of trees. On your left is the lily pond, overgrown with vegetation. South of the lily pond lies the Upper Labor Dam. A stone wall greets visitors to the park. So they just fixed this wall, but obviously they didn't do a good job of it. See, this was on the ground. Dionisio Rodriguez built this bridge in 1925. The concrete arch bridge is designed to look like a tunnel of tree branches. The branches are made of concrete. He perfected a process in which he carved chemically treated reinforced concrete so that it looked like wood. There are many cracks on this structure. Obviously, this has been neglected. Why? Why has it been neglected? It is a beautiful piece listed on the National Register of Historic Places. To the right of the bridge is the Upper Labor Acequia, last of the Spanish irrigation systems that was built to provide irrigation for land between the old quarries and the San Antonio River. Cracks are evident along the wall. Vegetation grows in the Acequia Channel. Walls crumble. Years of neglect and nature evident. The raceway that leads to the pump house is overgrown with vegetation. A tree grows in the middle of the channel. Phase 2 includes the removal of 44 trees, and they do us a favor by relocating 10. Take out the picnic tables that surround it to divert water through here. Water that is a dwindling commodity in Texas. And then this, the noise. Continue walking and you see the history. These buildings left neglected. Historic gates line a wall that will be removed. This road will be gone. A road that we use so that they can put water in a ditch. Pump house will be restored. A historic industrial building. This ticket building and the walls removed. This historic 1918 restroom building has been closed for several years. If you look closely, you can see the neglect. The damaged wood, the cracked walls, structure that has history written on the side in stone. 1918. If you follow the river wall from the back corner of the park, you will find many cracks along the way. The river walls have been neglected, left to the elements. Why aren't we taking care of the walls that protect the river? The walls were built to prevent soil erosion, to protect the trees. The park is located in the 100-year floodplain. A 100-year flood is a flood event that has a 1% chance of occurring in any given year. Flood maps show how likely it is for an area to flood, and this river floods. Even the curbs have cracks. The historic iron lenticular truss bridge was built in 1890 and moved to the park in 1925. Composed of a single truss of just over 95 feet, it is one of the shortest lenticular truss bridges in the United States. The bridge is a contributing property to the Brackenridge Park Historic District. which is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. As you can see, this bridge has been neglected. It needs work. Follow the river wall to the Joski Pavilion. You will find more cracks. The park has been neglected. Structural cracks can be found throughout the wall. Do we wait for them to collapse? Do we wait for someone to get hurt? There are cracks everywhere. The Joski Pavilion is a historic structure that was built in 1926. This was funded by retailer Alexander Joski. I have seen many leaks over the last decade. Water leak, sewer leak, unknown. Make your way to the Conservancy building. You will find cracks along the walls. Across the street in the sacred space, stairs to the river are cracked. A pedestrian bridge moved to the park in 1925 has arched iron trusses, but you can see the concrete is cracked and damaged and needs repairs. But this has been neglected, much like the rest of the park. Follow the river south and you will find more damage along the route. The river wall's cracked and showing their neglect. You will find a marker that tells a story of the river wall rehabilitation. More cracks along the river wall on both sides. The neglect of the park is never ending. Turn around and head north. You will make your way to the old bathhouse, converted to a playscape. The roof of the bathhouse was removed in 1992, and the structure was converted to a playscape. But this playscape has been neglected, with rotting wood found throughout this structure. In 2022, we learned of a plan to remove over 100 trees in the park. It was said it was part of the 2017 bond project. Residents on the bond committee do not recall hearing about tree removal or bird harassment. We will never see trees like this again once they are removed. They are part of the natural heritage, the history of this park. The city claimed the tree removal had nothing to do with the birds. In 2020, they committed crepe murder. They topped these crepe myrtle trees to keep the birds from nesting. The live oak trees are next.
Save the trees! Save the trees! Save the trees! Save the trees!
The removal of the trees to keep rookeries from forming. It was about birds, migratory birds. Egrets, herons, and cormorants come from the Gulf Coast, Mexico, Central, and South America to nest. Once they leave, the sidewalks are cleaned, but the city will not allow them to nest in the park. They use methods that hurt people. In 2018, they fogged a pesticide spray on families in the park. A spray that was not supposed to have contact with people either directly or through drift. Next came the banging 2x4s. Into the park. EPCD, explosive pest control devices, would be shot over families. It was loud enough to be heard almost a mile away.
You got the USDA shooting explosives over here. Really? Easter weekend? Ah.
Residents were traumatized by gunshots. This is our park. Brackenridge Park, a park that was established so people could take a drive through the forest of trees that filled the landscape. Trees that have witnessed generations of people gather under the shade of their towering canopy for family picnics, car shows, running, and biking. Trees that continue to be a part of the culture and identity of Brackenridge Park. It is now 2026, and a nonprofit is pushing for their plans. A playground, and to dig up a dam, put water in a ditch, while the rest of the park remains neglected.